It's actually kind of hard to see these Savage Orcs on this green jungle background, but anyway, today Slade is achieving his final meme form. He's taking his favorite Greenskins, and this build here is just rank 9 Savage Orc Airboys and rank 9 Airboys. Rusty Arrers, we've got Night Goblin Warboss, of course, the most Chad Lord of the Greenskins by far. Orc Shaman on foot, yes, on foot for cheapness. And then what else we got? We got a couple of auxiliary units spread around here. Looks like a single Spider Rider there. 8-peak loons over there. So it's a DACA. So yeah, for the Lizardmen, already those Pterodon Riders are just getting absolutely pin-cushioned. 4 of them already pretty much going to be routed off. 5 even. So that's a pretty serious air skirmish force. And right off the bat, that's going to tilt the balance of power into the Greenskins' favor. For the rest of the build, Mazamundi definitely can do quite a bit of damage here. A couple of Feral Bastildons as well. A line of Saurus. He's got some Clever Girls. But here's the thing. Again, I've talked a little bit about unironic chevroning, meme chevroning, in generally with these replays from Slade. There is something to learn, certainly, and that is a couple things to consider about Airboys. Number one, of course, this you all should know, is they have great AP values. They're essentially crossbowmen. They have similar AP values to a lot of crossbow units in the game, so 6 AP per shot, definitely much more than your standard bow. And they're also decent melee combatants. They've got good weapon strength, pretty good melee attack, pretty poor melee defense. This is true of both Savage Orc Airboys and the regular Orc Airboys, although the Savages are even more offensively stilted. And, of course, leadership is a big factor for Greenskins as well. So the chevrons, the thing is, right, they affect not only leadership, they affect melee attack, melee defense, and reload skill and accuracy. All of those stats are applicable to Airboys and Savage Orc Airboys. Not to mention, they're just very good stats for their cost overall, which is also a good candidate for chevroning. Generally, units with special abilities and effects here, as the banishment goes off, you do pay extra for those. So like, for example, the Savage Orc Airboys, you're paying a little bit of a premium for the Frenzy, which means generally the more stuff a unit has in terms of special abilities and traits and whatnot, the worse off it often is. But look at Mazdamundi just get absolutely mown down. I mean, it was foolish of him to even come within range of any of these bows, but he did manage to get a banishment off. He did manage to... Oh, no. Oh, no. Bye-bye. Nope. Last second tries to dodge with a couple of the units, but still just gets absolutely smashed. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, definitely things are looking very grim for the Lizardmen, but they haven't even been able to get into melee yet, so perhaps they will. We got some Saurus into melee over here. Got some Clever Girls also following up. A few of the Orc Airboys have been savaged pretty well, and the Pterodon Riders also just moving into melee, trying to stop the shooting as much as possible. We've got the Feral Bastildons. The Lizardman player not completely out of this. I mean, he's doing his best to try and isolate a flank here so that he can start to terrify some units away while he sort of holds on this side. But these Saurus Warriors, Feral Cold Ones, probably will get torn apart fairly quickly. We'll see. And we'll definitely see. As decent of melee combatants as they are, these Orc Airboys, I mean, 29 attack is good enough. I guess their base hit chance against these Saurus, but they still don't want to just sit and fight against them, probably. Bastildons coming through as well. 140 armor on the Bastildons, only 650 cost, means they're great at soaking missiles. The Orc Shaman does just get absolutely circle beaten in a big hurry by Saurus. And even the Night Goblin Warboss, I mean, I said he's a true Chad, mostly because he has awesome abilities, but he's super squishy and potentially very weak in combat, so you gotta be careful with him there. Those Saurus, though, they get a little bit discombobulated as they drop their attack orders, and suddenly that nice concerted sort of ISO push on this flank leads to the Lizardmen getting all strung out here. They're all spread out, and at this point they're very much vulnerable to getting picked apart by ranged fire. Not to mention we've got these couple of cav units coming in here as well, provide a little bit of mobile response. So credit to the Lizardman player, despite being forced into a very bad situation initially, has managed to claw his way back. Balance power still heavily in favor of the Greenskins at this point, but I mean, hey, he's given it his best shot. He's managed to route some units over here. Pterodons route another unit over here. Managed to come in and chase away the Night Goblin Warboss. This unit of Saurus manages to pull another 8-peak loon straight through the center of the unit. That's going to do a lot of damage. Those 8-peak loons so far, 48 kills, 675 value, pretty good stuff. It's not Skarsnik. The other Gobbo gets surrounded now by Pterodon Riders. They're not going to do all that much damage to him, even though they will mass block him in. The problem for the Lizards is they just don't have any follow-up units that are strong enough to actually deal any damage. One Bastiodon gets enraged. The other one has taken no damage, but it's just on a journey all its own, chasing some air boys out into the sunset. But Greenskins are able to concentrate here, shut down the Pterodons, shut down the slow Saurus warriors, clever girls, feral cold ones get enraged into a line of savage orcs, rear charged by spider riders, and that's going to be the end of days for them. So, yeah. A little bit one-sided, but you know, there was actually something to be said about chevroning again, because there's just a little bit to learn here, I would say. Stuff to be said about chevroning as it pertains to hybrid missile melee units. And while I wouldn't consider Orc Air Boys, Savage Orc Air Boys to be true hybrids in the same sense of like a Lothern Seaguard or a Kossar, they are still decent melee combatants, and certainly the extra leadership and the extra melee defense, melee attack, reload skill, like I said, all of the effects that veterancy has is applicable to a hybrid missile infantry unit like that, right? So, anyway, Lizardmen's Bastiodons are out here just hibernating in the jungle at this point. And Slade's massive line of Daka, although it has taken some pretty serious losses, is still fully intact and operational, mowing down these Saurus warriors. The dreaded Knight Gobbo, the mad Gobbo, leader of the veteran archers, comes in to personally rout these Saurus. Oof. Nice little arm whack right there. And at this point, we'll fast forward as Slade starts to clean up. It is going to take some time to rout those Bastiodons because they're so far away. And yeah, they're able to actually team with the unit of Saurus to continue to eat up some air boys. But unfortunately for them, there's still so much ammunition, especially like this unit right here, man. Still has so much Daka left to give. Bastiodons eventually do come within range. The Tormentor Sword gets popped. That's one of the great abilities the Night Goblin Warboss has. He has both Tormentor Sword and Fermented Fungi, two great control abilities, able to come in this late game here. We haven't seen the Fungi actually be popped yet, I don't think. Maybe I missed it if it did, but it would be a good time to use it now. Not that he really needs to. It's definitely overkill. Both these Bastiodons are about to rout anyway due to their low leadership. And the armor-piercing bow fire of the boys, the Savage Boys, the regular boys, all the lads. Boys Season 3 coming soon near you. And guess what? It's now more green. Anyway, fun stuff. Very fun stuff. Wild build, and a little bit tough situation for Lizardmen to be forced into there, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that one. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.